This is the first lesson in second year syllabus, Reproduction in Organisms. I may take more than 4 sessions in regular NEET classes to teach the important concepts of this lesson. Let me try to give the overview or summary of this lesson quickly in this video. Look at the first thing that we understand here, differences between asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. There is variation, there is evolution, there is meiosis, there is syngamy, there is recombination. You have to recall those points while saying sexual reproduction or significance of sexual reproduction. You can also take examples of different species or different taxonomic groups from first year textbook. Deuteromycetes exhibit only asexual reproduction. Phylum Ctenophora shows only sexual reproduction. There are such specific examples. Then look at the second point here. All examples of this lesson, it can be Cara or Cladophora or papaya, date palm. Try to take the names of all plants with a common name or scientific name and just mention why did you take that example. Why do you take that Cladophora? Is it isogamete or anisogamete or monoecious or dioecious or vegetative propagule or zoospore or conidia or an example of internal fertilization, external fertilization, anything that you focus in this lesson, parthenogenesis, etc. So name or the scientific name of the species, and then why do you take that example. Thirdly, species and chromosome number. This table is available in your textbook only, but find out the haploid number and diploid number of each species, given species. Then in some cases you have got diagram, but explanation is not given in the textbook. For example, Cara, it has upper oogonium and lower antheridium. That was also asked in one of the national level exams, but there is no explanation about the species in any paragraph. Therefore you have to focus diagram separately. Search meaning of the terms wherever it is not clear. For example, many species undergo concomitant changes during aging. There is word concomitant in the same lesson. Just find out. There is slowness in metabolism and there are many age related changes. Those changes are called concomitant changes. Then lastly, you have to focus some more additional examples. You find the word estrus in this lesson. Find out monoestrus, diestrus, polyestrus, or difference between estrus cycle, menstrual cycle, etc. In estrus cycle, there is no bleeding or menstrual flow. In estrus cycle, sexual activity is observed only at the time of ovulation. But you study that menstrual cycle separately in human reproduction topic. I don't go deep into that part. I have just taken few examples of monoestrus, polyestrus. Monoestrus is seen in bears, foxes, wolves. It means they show only one estrus cycle in 1 year. But among the following species, the estrus cycle would be repeated so many times. In Homo sapiens or primate, menstrual cycle would be repeated many times. We are continuous breeders. There are discontinuous breeders in plant kingdom and animal kingdom. We have to focus those examples. Then this is related to parthenogenesis, type of parthenogenesis. One is arenotoky, another one is thelotoky. What is arenotoky? Here unfertilized egg develops into male. We do find arenotoky in honeybee. Honeybee shows both syngamy and parthenogenesis. In syngamy, there is fusion of egg with the sperm. That is normal process of fertilization. Certain unfertilized eggs develop into males. Therefore, it is arenotoky. This word is missing in your textbook. Thelotoky, it is seen in aphids. Here, unfertilized eggs develop into females instead of males. So, this type of sex determination, haploid, diploid sex determination is seen in many species. Neoteny, another condition here. You got examples of bamboo species, you got examples of Strobilanthes kunthiana, but this axolotl larva is not included in your textbook. Here, the sexual reproduction begins before metamorphosis. It means tadpole will have gonads. Tadpole starts sexual reproduction. Normally in any species we find pre-reproductive phase or juvenile stage, then reproductive stage, and then post-reproductive stage. But in axolotl larva or larva of salamander, there is no pre-reproductive stage. The sexual reproduction begins in larval stage before metamorphosis. You can't say juvenile and adult. So in such case, it is called neotenine. Once you revise this type of things clearly by taking NCERT book or by looking at summary or exercise questions or exemplar questions or few more worksheets or practice papers, you have to recall again and again by taking sample questions of this type. I have got just two questions here. Let me go through that quickly. See, this is the one question. Select the correct option which includes exclusively a sexual reproductive process or structure. That's what I said in the beginning. Reproduction in organisms. It can be asexual or sexual. So how do we identify that? I got some of the examples from first year textbook also. See, this is the first option. Pseudopodiospores. This is given in second year textbook only. Multiple fission and fragmentation. Pseudopodiospores are produced by amoeba. One single amoeba develops many layers of resistant structures in unfavorable conditions. When the condition is favorable, the nucleus of that cell divides into many smaller fragments. It's like multiple fission. And each nucleus will take its own cell membrane. It means several pseudopodiospores come out from one amoeba. Hence, it is asexual because many offsprings are derived from one parent. They are all clones, no variations, no gamete, no syngamy. This is asexual. Multiple fission. I said amoeba undergoes multiple fission. You study life cycle of Plasmodium. Plasmodium undergoes multiple fission inside the liver, inside the RBC. Asexual reproduction in human body, you know it. So this is correct. Fragmentation. We study that in nostoc. Filament splits up into fragment. Then protonium of mosses, sponges, many fungi, many groups of algae undergo fragmentation. Yes, that is also asexual. It appears to be correct. We shall eliminate remaining three options. Zoospores in this second option. They are motile asexual spores. Correct. They are clones only. They are derived from single parent. They do not show any variations. But they are not found in all species of algae, all species of fungi. Only primitive fungi, green algae, brown algae, and some primitive forms of protists. Aplanospores are found in phycomycetes. Both are asexual, but ascospores are not asexual, they are sexual. Reason: ascospores are formed by meiosis. I am talking about sexual phase of life cycle of fungi. In ascomycetes, after plasmogamy, karyogamy, there is meiosis. They are not clones. They are derived from one zygote, but they are not clones. Therefore, they are sexual spores. They are not asexual spores. Wherever you say meiosis, it can't be asexual. It is sexual. We will eliminate that. Then, similarly, in third option, basidiospores, 4 basidiospores, 8 ascospores, basidiospores and basidiomycetes. They are formed by meiosis, not mitosis. So we have to eliminate that. Conidia are asexual. Gemmules are asexual in sponges. During unfavorable condition, the sponge will have a dormant stage. So this is only one vegetative structure which will help the community to survive in harsh climatic condition. Otherwise, asexual reproduction takes place during favorable condition. It can be fission or budding or fragmentation or spore formation or vegetative propagation. But some of the vegetative propagules can remain dormant during unfavorable conditions. So there are such things. Then in the fourth option, I have taken offsets. You remember, what hyacinth has offset? That was also asked in one of the all India level exams. Offsets are formed by repeated mitotic division only. So it is asexual. Rhizome, this is asexual, but this is not asexual. It is sexual process. In bacterium, The sexual reproduction does not involve syngamy. It is said to be genetic recombination. No meiosis, no syngamy, but there is sexual reproduction. The sexual reproduction in bacterium is genetic recombination. The genetic recombination in bacterium is accompanied by conjugation. It comes in first year syllabus. One bacterium can donate a copy of plasmid to the recipient through conjugation to pili. So, right, the recipient will gain genetic material from the donor. It means the recipient will become recombinant. So it is genetic recombination. And we have got other two mechanisms in bacteria, such as transformation. You study that Griffith's experiment, right? And also transduction. The genetic material is transferred from one bacterium to another bacterium through viruses. So they are all the reasons for variations and changes in the population of bacterium. They cannot be the type of asexual process. So we shall eliminate these three. This is only the correct answer. Okay, completely asexual reproductive process or structure. That's what I have asked. Look at this question. Which one of the following statements is correct? Markantia is monoecious, external, and shows external fertilization. Markantia is dioecious. It is heterothallic. Archegoniophore, antheridiophore develop in different thallus. It is unisexual. This cannot be a correct statement. Moreover, in bryophytes, pteridophytes and lower forms, there is internal fertilization. The sperms go inside the archegonium. Egg is present inside the archegonium. So this is not at all correct. Zygote of algae remains dormant for some time. It appears to be correct. That is the significance of sexual reproduction in algae and many species of fungi. Otherwise they are comfortable in asexual process. They switch over to sexual process in adverse climatic conditions. It means zygote will remain dormant in harsh climatic conditions for several weeks to several days. Then Cladophora and Fucus have anisogametes. Cladophora is an example of isogamete. Both male and female gametes are motile. In Fucus, you have got a big female gamete and small motile male gamete. It would be oogamous. Fucus, volvox, a oogamous condition. You come across these terms in first year plant kingdom lesson. Then Cara, Psychos, Pinus are monoecious types. This is monoecious because single plant will have archegonium, oogonium and antheridium. Psychos is dioecious. Male, female plants are different. Pinus is monoecious. So this is not completely correct. We will eliminate this. I shall conclude I have done correctly. It is the second option. Therefore, while studying this, you try to understand the following points very clearly. That's what I have discussed in this video. Differences between asexual, sexual, examples, and why did we take those examples, species, chromosome number, diagram and relevant labelings, and then some more additional things or discussions relevant to what we study from the NCERT. But at any rate, you cannot ignore the certain important examples when it comes to direct question. If you don't know which is monoecious, which is dioecious, then you are going to lose 4 marks. Therefore, I ask you to take these conditions and list the examples from first year textbook. And if you have done that exercise already, make sure that you are very confident about those examples. Yes, that is monoecious. Dioecious, external fertilization, internal fertilization, oviparous, viviparous. From animal kingdom, especially, we say this is viviparous, this is oviparous. This shows direct development, indirect development, external fertilization, internal fertilization. So it is necessary to make separate table for this. This will help you to reduce any sort of confusion in direct question. Thank you.